The bad news just continues to roll in for the Chicago Bears. Let's get into it here on Bears Now. I'm Harrison Graham. Andrew Billings likely out for the year after he suffered a torn pec. Let's be honest, he is out for the year, even though Eberflus didn't make that declaration. He does have to get surgery and will be out for quite some time. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's out for the rest of the season. And obviously, the way Andrew Billings plays and his role on this football team, he isn't exactly a stat sheet stuffer, but this is a guy you cannot afford to lose. You could argue he's the glue to this defensive line. Not the best player on the defensive line. That's Montez Sweat, clearly by the video I put out earlier today. That outlines that. But Andrew Billings is just a player you cannot afford to lose. This is already a run defense that has not been that good this year. 20th in yards per game allowed on the ground, 29th in yards per carry allowed, which is just atrocious at 5 yards per carry. Not sure why teams don't just commit to the run game more against this Bears defense outside of a couple of games where they were good. I think this run defense is in major trouble for a couple of reasons. One, the interior of this defensive line outside of Billings doesn't really have any good run stuffers in it. Dexter is not that. He's more of a pass rusher. Pickens, they've tried to play him at nose. He's too small to be a nose. We'll see how he fits in. Byron Cowart, we'll see. Chris Williams is just a guy. So you don't have dudes in the middle of that defensive line. And I don't think your linebackers have played as good this year, especially TJ Edwards. He's still better than Tremaine Edmonds, but we've talked about Tremaine. He's a good player, but for what he makes, he hasn't been great. He's never been known as a run stuffer. It's going to have to take a collective effort to stop people from running the football because it's already been an issue, and now you just lost your best run stuffer on the interior of that defensive line. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, whether it's good or bad news. We cover it all here on Chicago Bears Now, so hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications as we bring you coverage every day. We go live every Monday and Thursday at 4 o'clock Central Time as well, plus every game day, so be sure to rock and roll with this. All right, more bad news. Jaquan Brisker still out, and you know it's bad when Matt Eberflus, who doesn't discuss injuries unless he has to, on Wednesday, 4 days before the next game, is like, yeah, the same with Brisker, same spot in the concussion protocol. He's already unlikely to play this week. Like, that hasn't even been what the messaging has been the last few weeks, but he's already basically saying, yeah, he's out. And I've said it for 2 weeks now. Like, this is beyond concerning. He got concussed 31 days ago. Like, this is a major issue. Mostly for Brisker, obviously, but obviously the team as well. He's about to miss his 4th straight game. We're going to be over a month since he's played before he even has a chance to play again, which would be next week against the Packers. I don't see how you couldn't be anything but worried about his future with his personal health, with his future in the NFL. Do I think he'll return at some point? I would have to think that, but is this a situation where he's one concussion away from his career being over? Like, I think it's fair to ask, like, will he play again this season? I don't know. I mean, when a concussion reaches over a month, it's just, you got to be concerned. Like, he's not clearing the protocol, and that is worrisome for his health. It's obviously concerning for the Bears on the field in the short and the long term. Like, does safety become like a major priority this offseason? I don't think it's a position you can ignore. So I'm just concerned about Jaquan, and obviously from a football standpoint, the Bears are going to have to face reality potentially here and just realize, hey, like, this guy may not be a player that's here beyond his rookie contract. Like, it just may not work out because these concussions, they continue to add up. And this one in particular, I mean, you miss over a month. That is beyond concerning. Show Jaquan Brisker some love. Get the 9s in the comment section down below. I just want him to be okay. I know he loves playing football. He's been tweeting during these Bears games every week. He's passionate about this team. He's a leader on this team. They've definitely missed him, especially in these 2 games coming out of the bye week. So I wish him the best, and hopefully he can get back out on the field very, very soon. We're sponsored by Rocket Money here on today's show, a personal finance app that can help you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. It's Rocket Money, which will also monitor your spending and help lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. I see all of my subscriptions in one place with Rocket Money, and if there's something that I don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help me cancel it with just a few taps. They've canceled for me several subscriptions over the couple of years I've been using Rocket Money, including like a streaming service I no longer use, because that's what happens, right? We sign up for stuff that we don't use anymore, or there was a free trial, then we forget about it, then boom, you're being charged on a month-to-month or annual basis. And with Rocket Money, it's going to outline exactly how much you're paying per month or annually, depending on the type of subscription it is. And if you don't want to do it anymore, they can help you cancel that subscription specifically with just a few clicks. So be sure to take advantage of that. You can even negotiate to lower some bills with the Rocket Money, sometimes by up to 20%. Just submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money will take care of the rest. So what are you waiting for? Join the 5 million users and counting who have saved a combined $500 million in canceled subscriptions, and members have saved up to $740 per year when you use all of Rocket Money's features. It's an awesome app if you want to stay on top of your finances. RocketMoney.com/BearsNow. It's RocketMoney.com/BearsNow. Link is in the comments and in the description of this episode. All right, let's talk offensive line now. Again, not to be negative, but it's not been a good day for the old Chicago Bears here. Neither Braxton Jones or Darnell Wright practicing today. That practice probably wrapping up as we film this, but Flus told us earlier that neither will practice. He did say that Braxton Jones is trending up, so maybe there's a chance he plays this week, but we'll see. Tomorrow's practice will probably be critical. Darnell Wright is dealing with an MCL issue as well. He's probably week to week. Teven Jenkins, I think, will play, but he's been dealing with the knee issue for a couple of weeks now. We know Bill Murray's on IR with the pec. He's probably done for the year. Ryan Bates, we think, could be coming back. His practice window got elevated last week with that shoulder issue. You might need him to be activated this week, even if he's not 100% with how many injuries you've got. It's possible this is your offensive line this week. Larry Borom, Teven Jenkins, Coleman Shelton, Ryan Bates, Matt Pryor at right tackle, because someone's going to have to play the other tackle spot if both Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright are out. And I didn't even mention Kron Amagaji on that graphic. He's injured too with the knee problem. This is a bad situation, man. This is a really, really bad situation, especially considering the last couple of weeks, your rookie quarterback's been running for his life, and the passing game is in shambles, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and more injuries up front. It's not ideal, man. Like, obviously, we want to sit here, we want to win games, but more importantly, we need to develop this quarterback in Caleb Williams, and these injuries piling up does not help. It does not help the situation in that regard whatsoever. How concerned are you with the Bears' offensive line? Scale from 0 to 10. 9.9. I mean, it's DEFCON time. Like, it's not good. You may not have a single starter other than Teven Jenkins play. I mean, even Coleman Shelton in training camp was not expected to win the center job. So, yeah, it's tough times right now. All right, let's talk more about the quarterback. He's frustrated. I think we've seen that with the whole offense, obviously, the last couple of weeks, some body language from this team. And Caleb admitted, like, yeah, there's frustrating things right now. And when asked about the struggles of the offensive line the last couple of weeks, the accuracy has been something that's been talked about a lot. He said not being accurate, not being on time with things is frustrating because that's kind of been my thing. I still pride myself on that. Not being accurate, not being on time with things is frustrating. We'll get there. I'll get there. It starts with me. The passing game is broken right now, at least for the last couple of weeks, which is so odd because the Bears had found such a groove throwing the football the 3 weeks leading up to the bye. And yes, I understand what the opponents were, but just schematically, play calling wise, spacing, timing, it was starting to get into sync. It was starting to heat up. And then it's like the bye week, the time off, just not only did it kill your momentum, it went back. It reverted backwards. And there's different reasons for that, but these are some of those. One, Caleb's just missed some throws. That's definitely part of it. Two, poor passing concepts from Shane Waldron. Dan Orlovsky outlined that in a video on Twitter that is on my Twitter feed at HGramNFL that you can see pretty clearly. Bad personnel usage. How many times over the past week have I said, why is Keenan Allen being used as a vertical threat? It makes no sense. Where is Cole Kmet? Like, there's just weird things going on, which was a thing earlier in the season. Lazy routes from receivers. We'll talk about DJ Moore. I think he's been running routes slow, and look, if he's banged up, then don't play him if that's the main issue. And then offensive line breakdowns. It's been an issue most of the season. They don't pick up stunts well. They don't pass off blocks. And they're just not that good individually anyway at a lot of these positions. I mean, I like Matt Pryor. He's stepped in and done a decent job, but he is a career backup for a reason. So a lot of problems right now. Shane Waldron's got to get this thing going again, get the quick game going, because there's just been some weird things, bad spacing among receivers, and no time like the present. You gotta figure this out, and you gotta figure it out quickly. Okay, speaking of DJ Moore, he explained the viral play that went on Twitter. I'll kind of put explain in air quotes because I don't know if it was the best explanation. He did say, along with Matt Eberflus, that he rolled his ankle on that play. And I think that's a legitimate answer. But when he was asked, hey, do you understand why it was kind of a bad look? And, you know, when you listen to DJ talk this year, he doesn't seem as engaged. And he basically said, look, I can't control what y'all say. And it's just like, man, why not just say, yeah, I get it, but I'm telling you, I tweaked my ankle and I was already out of bounds anyway, so I just kept going and I sat down for a sec. Instead, you know, kind of just, if you watch the tone of the videos, like, can't control what y'all say. That's y'all. And it's like, dude, like, just, you're a team captain, man. Like, the way you say things matters. Like, maybe I'm overanalyzing, but he seemed off all year, both on and off the field. And you're seeing some of these film experts break down the Bears' offense, and, like, guys are running slow routes, DJ included. Look, I'm not going to make any definitive declarations on DJ Moore. I still believe in him as a player. I still believe in him at his core as a good teammate and leader type. I know it hasn't looked good recently, but I'm not ready to write this guy off. But bottom line is this: whatever the reasons are, whatever's going on, you need more out of this guy. I mean, you just paid him big money. He's supposed to be your top guy. And you watch some of these plays, it's like, is he running hard? Does he care? Like, what's going on here? So I think Sunday is a pretty big game for him individually to just, like, kind of drown out the noise and go play 110% and be the playmaker we know he can be. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Chicago Bears Now. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's show. We'll have a video up tomorrow morning, plus our live stream tomorrow at 4 o'clock Central Time. So be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll see you soon. Bear down.